Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm gonna be giving you part 19 of What If Naruto Was Given a Second Chance. Remember to get this one to 300 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends and social media platform, and also stay in tune for What If Naruto Was a Godly Mage. I already posted a new episode of What If Naruto Learned the Clone Secret in the beginning over on Anime King 2. So go ahead and enjoy that guys. And later on I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Was Disowned by Everyone. So stay tuned for that and I hope you guys enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. And yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Begin the intro. So, the last time we left off, Naruto was at the gate with Yujito, as she told him that she will inform him when she was going to leave, as he kissed her and told her goodbye. As Jiraiya came out of the shadows as he was watching the entire time, he was so proud of Naruto he couldn't express in words. He hugged Naruto very tight, but he kind of made a mistake. He never thought that that girl would be up here, and he actually told the other San Kunoichi where he was, where he lived, because she wanted to visit him badly. So they were going to meet each other on the way, as both Yujito and Temari walked past each other. As Jiraiya wanted to see how Naruto would get out of the situation as Temari came up there. As Jiraiya couldn't believe that he watched the kid as he went through the situation with ease, like he was used to these kind of things. As before he could invite her in though, an envoy arrived and told Naruto that he was requested by the council. As Naruto told the envoy that he would be there soon. After the envoy left, he told Temari that they're still going inside. She was surprised because he was going to get in trouble, as he told her he wouldn't mind getting in trouble for her. Jiraiya was even more amazed at the kid's tactics, as she told him to go. She didn't want to get him in trouble. They can see each other again. But before she left, he kissed her, as Jiraiya started to cry, literal tears. This kid was going to be a perfect inspiration for his new books. And with that she left, as Naruto headed towards the council room with Jiraiya, as they talk about, well, him being the son of Minato Namikaze now. And also they wanted to know about his bloodline that he called Storm Release, able to combine the three elements together, as it could be passed down to make Konoha stronger. And seeing that he's the last male here of the Uzumaki clan, they want to put him under the CRE Act. As Naruto was delighted to hear that. In his past life, he got into trouble a lot of time with the other girls, saying that he was cheating and all that, even though he didn't really have a serious relationship with them, but they thought that much. But now, he had a reason to tell them. He had a reason to be with a lot of girls. As Sarutobi told him, once he reached the age of 16, he will take a seat on the council and become the head of the Uzumaki clan. Some time passed after that as Yujito was leaving, as Naruto met up with the Raikage, who told him that he met his father once before, and he was one of the few shinobis outside his village that he respected. As he went to shake Naruto's hand, but the man's hand was so large, he literally covered Naruto's hand. He then started to apply pressure, as Naruto couldn't be put down by that because he knew that this man see people on their strength, as he started to force chakra into his hand to try to extend his hand outwards, but the man started to case himself with lightning as he started to cackle around him. As Naruto started to push as well, as the wind started to pick up, as they caused a commotion in the street before the Raikage released him, with an amused smile on his face, as he was interested in this one Naruto Uzumaki, as he expected to see proud things from him in the future. As Naruto winked at Yujito, as she told him that she will miss him, but she had on a seal on her so she could call him. As Samui asked her where did she went when they were looking for her, as she was her best friend after all, she could tell her, as she decided to tell her that she was with Naruto. As Samui was surprised, as she saw the look on Yujito's face. Sometime later, Naruto was stopped by Sasuke, as Sasuke wanted to talk. Well, he wanted to know when, if Itachi is coming very soon. As Naruto told him at this level he could not do Itachi anything. As Naruto asked Sasuke if Itachi is stronger than him. As Sasuke told him yes, of course Itachi is stronger than Naruto. So, Naruto then went on to literally show Sasuke that he is not on his level. So that means there's no way that he can beat Itachi at this level. As Sasuke was confused, then what was he supposed to do? Was he supposed to wait? He need to get his revenge, but Naruto told him there is the time span, and the Akatsuki will be coming after him. The both of them are interrupted as they turn to see the Mizukage and Haku. You were looking for little old me, Naruto asks. As he turned towards the Mizukage, Sasuke wondered who was this woman, as he had no idea. But he recognized the other one. That girl, it was Haku, the one that was with Zabuza. Yes, he saw Zabuza in the Chunin exams, when they were fighting off against his stone shinobis, as he wondered what the hell was he doing there. But Zabuza was helping the Konoha ninja, so he didn't mind that. And he also wanted to see what was going on with Naruto and opening that purple cube, so he didn't really pay much attention to that. But to see them now, he's wondering what the hell is going on. Yes, said Mei, with a charming smile on her face. I wanted to personally thank you for what you did. Oh, that's an honor, Naruto said, being thanked by a woman of your stature. May I ask what you are thanking me for, he asked. Sasuke was confused. Why was Naruto reacting this way? Was this woman important or something? Well, she said, as she raised her hand in front of her eye and covered Naruto's face, as she scanned the rest of his body. Judging from your attire, and not to mention your build, I can say that you were the one that informed the Kiri ninjas where Zabuza and Haku here were, so that they could be brought in back to Kiri and restated as shinobis of my alliance. And having one of the 7 ninja swordsmen back in my ranks, and not to mention, Haku has been extremely helpful. I knew it was you, said Haku. I knew you were the one that decided to help us that day. But I'm still confused why, she said. You went out of your way to do it. Huh, I guess I'm just charming that way, said Naruto. As Mei looked at him, as he looked back at her. She didn't know why, but this boy was looking at her away, where most people don't look at each other. Because his eyes were like scanning her entire body. Like he was literally looking at her as his prey, as if he was a wild animal. Giving her research status that has been revealed, and not to mention the skill that you show off in Chunin exam. I believe that there will be much to come from you, Naruto Uzumaki, she said. I'm honored that someone like yourself thinks so highly of me, Naruto said. I'm glad that I could live up to someone's expectations like you. Don't sell yourself short, she said. You have performed well, and if it was I in this situation, I would have promoted you to a Jonin a long time ago. Now, Mizukage, Naruto said, giving her a smile. It seems like you want to take me away from Konoha and make me work for you as a Kiri ninja. She stepped forward, as Mei was always a rather flirty person, and this kid seemed like he could keep it up as well. Well, if I could, I would take you right now, she said. Given from what I've seen so far, you're gonna grow up to be very splendid, she said. Haku walked over. Hello, Uchiha, she said. Oh, hello there, Haku, right, he said. Yes, I see you remember me. I thought you wouldn't. That was our first, most important mission outside the village. I had to remember something like that event. I'm glad I could be a part of your memory in that way, she said, as she smiled at him. A small tint of red came on Sasuke's cheek, as he looked back at the beautiful Haku was looking at him. As the words that Naruto said then went off in his head. How exactly are you going to restart your clan? You know you're gonna have to have... Sasuke shook his head, getting out those thoughts. From what Naruto has said, so she's the leader of your village, a Mizukage. Yes, Mei Terumi, a splendid leader in fact, said Haku. I see that she has taken a liking to Naruto, said Sasuke. Sasuke noticed the way Haku eyes Naruto a bit, but they returned back to normal. It seems she has, but she's just friendly that way. And it seems like they've completely forgotten that we were here, said Sasuke as he noticed Mei and Sasuke walking off. Well, they're probably just engulfed in their conversation. What about you, Uchiha, she said. How have you been doing? Sasuke was confused to say because she was talking to him so naturally, and he was responding back with ease. It was not like when talking to Sakura, as she would always fawn over him, but Haku. She was just standing there and responding to his questions in a serious manner, with a gentle smile on her face. I've been okay, said Sasuke. But Haku was one to read facial features. It seems like you just lied to me, she said. What do you mean, Sasuke asked. Judging from the look on your face, I can see that you're carrying a great deal of stress. I don't want to pry in your business. But are you okay? She asked. You're quite friendly, Sasuke said. I don't mean to intrude, she said. But judging on the kind of person Naruto is, and given that you're his teammate, I thought you would have been more like him. But it seems like you're not. You're different in a lot of aspects. And what do you mean by that? Sasuke asked. Well, can't you see for yourself? She said. The way he acts and the way you act. But it seems like you're carrying a big weight on your shoulder. That's because I am, he said. As he shook his head, that's not important, he said. And that's my business. I did not mean to pry, she said. I am sorry. No, it's okay, Sasuke said. As he looked away. You know, Uchiha, she said. You can call me Sasuke. Okay then, Sasuke, she said. People often found strength in their precious people that are near to them. And when there is someone that is precious to you, that is when you become the strongest to save those people and get stronger. Do you have people who are precious to you as well, Uchiha? As Sasuke went quiet for a few seconds. Not really, he said. Naruto was telling him that he could be his friend and all that, but they weren't so close. Despite, well, a long time of team hassling. They just became, well, friends, as Naruto put it. But they weren't so close to call precious people. And not even Soccer, Kakashi. He didn't really have no one. I used to be that way a long time ago. Until I found Zabuza-sama. And things changed from then. And now I have a lot more people precious to me. Back at Kiri, she said. But Zabuza-sama will always be my one precious person that was there for me in the beginning. It will be good for you to find someone like that. And stick by them. It is then when you will grow stronger. To make sure that person is safe. And this weight that you have on your shoulders, they can also help you remove it. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. He didn't know why these words were affecting him so much, as he got him to think. Meanwhile, with me and Naruto. So you've been leading me the entire way, said Naruto. I wonder why. This is your village, he said. I thought you were giving me a tour. Well, if I was, I wouldn't be leading you into the forest. As she looked around, oh my, it seems we have indeed lured our way straight into the forest. It seems that way, said Naruto. What if we get lost? She narrowed her eyes at him. That would be quite ridiculous, she said, given that you've been living at this village for your entire life. Well, this place is quite big, Naruto said. And trust me, I haven't explored every single forest. I mean, if we do get lost, we will have to stay out here with each other. And when night comes, you know that the place gets rather cold. And what are you suggesting by that, she said. Well, a fire jutsu will do good on making a fireplace. But the place is still rather cold, and you can't get too near to the fire without getting too hot. And then you will start to sweat. And that sweat started to trail down your body, he said. As she narrowed her eyes at him. But two people can seek comfort in each other. Oh, and what do you mean by that, she asked. Well, snuggling up against each other, completely naked. I've heard that this is a form of comfort. The act you just described. You mean sleep with each other, she said. Oh no, Naruto said. Just comforting each other for warmth. I mean, who wouldn't be honored to have such a beautiful lady like you to give them comfort? You sure are a flirt, she said. A flirt? I wouldn't put it that way. I'm just a, well, open-minded person that can see the aspects of the beautiful ladies around me, especially one that is so gorgeous. But I guess I should hold myself back from talking too much. And what do you mean by that, she said. Well, you are a Mizukage after all. I wouldn't want to say anything that would intrude as something harmful with the way I speak to you. And why would it be so bad the way you speak to me? Well, if I spoke to you the way I wanted to, it would not be fitting for someone to talk to a Kage that way. Oh, and is it bad, she asks. No, not bad if I must say, said Naruto. Well then, go ahead and speak. So are you giving me free speech to speak to you how I like, Naruto asked. Sure, she said. Well, if it was up to me and the both of us were trapped out here, I would have slowly stripped you down, leaving your exposed naked body to the cold night air before I take you in my grasp and bury every single inch. May was surprised because her cheeks were getting rather flustered As the conversation has really went to a different turn, Mizukage-sama said a voice. As she turned her head, a bit of disappointment in her eyes. She wanted to hear what he had to say fully. As Naruto turned his head, Mizukage-sama said, "Kojiro, I found you," he said. As Kojiro noticed Naruto and glared at him, but Naruto simply smiled. "Mizukage-sama, I was looking for you." "Well, Kojiro, as you see, I was having a delightful conversation with my new friend here," she said. "Him?" "Why?" said Kojiro. "What do you mean by that?" said Naruto. "Well, it's not wise for a Kage to be out alone with one shinobi from a different village without having supervision." "Kojiro," said me. "Are you saying I can't take care of myself?" No, it's not that, Mizukage-sama, it's just... "Why have you come seeking for me?" she asked. "Well, you told us that we were going to leave right now. Zabuza-sama is currently at the gate, and I came here to see what was going on, after you had went off for some time." "Well, I guess you're right," she said, as she turned. "It was nice talking to you. I suppose we can finish our conversation next time." "Just a couple of years," Naruto said. Kojiro narrowed his eyes. He wondered what was this boy talking about. "A couple of years?" Mei said. "Yes, just a couple of years. That's all I need. And the next time I'll make my, well, thoughts a reality, if you like." "Well, big talk," she said. "I guess we'll just have to see," as she gave him a small wink. "I expect to hear great things from you, Naruto Uzumaki," she said. "Until we meet again." And with that, she started to walk off. "Mizukage-sama," said Kojiro. "What was that about?" he asked. "Oh, nothing too important," she said. "Let's go, Kojiro." As Mei smiled to herself. She was a flirt and she knew that. But for someone to keep up with her like that, well, indeed. Let's wait for a couple of years and see what he turned out to be, she thought to herself. As she's sure that he was going to grow and be splendid. As that made her lick her lips. As the group came back out in the clearing, "Well, it seems that this is the end of our conversation, Uchiha," said Haku. "It seems that it is." "Well, I wish you all the best," Haku said. "You too," said Sasuke. As Haku went over, "Mizukage-sama, do you mind if I go and wish Naruto goodbye?" "Oh, no problem," said Mei. "Let's make it quick. We will be at the gate waiting for you, okay?" As Haku nodded, "I'll be right back." And with that, she headed off. As Kojiro narrowed his eyes, what was up with this Naruto and all of the females? First, the Mizukage and now Haku. Why were they all getting so friendly to him? As Kojiro clenched his fists. As Naruto was walking out back to the clearing, he saw Haku coming up towards him. "Haku," he said, "I just came to say goodbye. I have to go quick though. It seems like we weren't able to talk for much of the time." "And that's saddening you," said Naruto. "Well, not really," she said. "You always think of yourself as a big shot, don't you?" "Oh, I'm sorry," he said. It's sad to watch you leave, and we didn't get to spend any time together." "Oh, I'm sorry," she said. "Yes, I'm a bit sad that we didn't get time to talk. But I'm sure there will be other opportunities, and next time we will see each other." "Yes," Naruto said, "I'm sure there will be opportunities in the future. But for now, let's just wish each other a proper goodbye." "And how exactly is..." As she narrowed her eyes at him. "You mean like what happened on the bridge?" As Naruto stepped rather close to her, making her get all flustered, until she moved back, backing up into a tree. As, before she could say anything, he captured her lips with his own. As she felt his hand roaming around her stomach area, before slipping down her eyes went wide. As a huge red mark spread across her face. As his hands were trailing up and down right there at a rather sensitive spot. But he wasn't doing anything too abrasive, his hands were just moving up and down. As their tongues started to battle with each other until he broke the kiss, making her look all kinds of flustered. "I presume that your Mizukage is waiting for you. I guess I can't keep you for too long. All to myself." Yeah, I have to go," she said, stuttering a bit. "So, goodbye for now," she said. "Yes, it was a delight as always." As she nodded, and walking off with her head still spinning a bit, making her to smile to himself. "You know, if those two find out what you're doing with the both of them, things are gonna get really bad," said Kurama. "Well, that's kind of right," said Naruto. "To think about it. I wonder if this theory work when it comes to Akagi." "Well, it has to, right? Well, judging that it's you, being a lot of females, I suppose, yeah, said Kurama. But they're still gonna be kind of pissed that they don't know about each other if they find out, right? Yeah, and judging that the woman is a Kage, she isn't going to take it lightly. And she probably even end up fighting you. Not in a manner to kill, but just because you pissed her off. Yeah, I know what you mean. And she is strong, Naruto said. But don't worry, I won't let it come to that. And how do you know, Kurama asks. Guess I'll just have to work it out, said Naruto, as he headed off back to where Sasuke was. As he came back to see Sasuke just sitting down and looking out into the distance. Hey, Sasuke, you good? As Sasuke turned towards him, as Naruto saw a look on Sasuke's face that he's never seen before. It was utter confusion, like something was just twisting in his brain, and he didn't know how to work it out. As Sasuke looked at him before shaking his head, yeah, I'm fine, dope. Where the hell were you, Sasuke asked. Regular old Sasuke, Naruto thought. Oh, I was just having a conversation with the Mizukage. And Haku. It seems like you and her got along as well. You like her, Naruto asked. What? Said Sasuke. I said if you like her, Naruto says he started to walk off. Not giving Sasuke a chance to speak as Sasuke ran behind him. Time skip. 3 days later, a man was walking as fast as he could. As he had short, black hair, along with green eyes. He looked to be in his early 30s, as he was wearing a brown jacket with a red shirt underneath. One of his sleeves were missing and one of them came down to his wrist. As he was wearing a hidden stone headband in his head, he was a standard jonin of the hidden stone. As he made his way, he quickly knocked on the large doors. Enter, said a rather old voice that sounded to be old and powerful at the same time. The man entered the office. As he looked at his leader, Sir, I got the new bingo book, and you won't believe what I found. Onido, said the man behind the desk, which is none other than the third Hokage, Oniki. What is it? Asked Oniki. As Onido looked at Oniki with a smile on his face. After all these years, we can finally get our revenge. As the man pulled out a book out of his pouch. It was a bingo book as he placed on the table. Look, sir. As he flipped to a page, it was there. Information of one and the only Naruto Uzumaki could be seen. Name, Naruto Uzumaki. Affiliation, Konoha. Age, 12 to 15. Description, son of Minato Namikaze of Konoha, known as Yellow Flash, the fourth Hokage. Wanted, dead or alive, by the Hidden Sound. Known to possess his father's special technique, the Hiroshin, that is known to slaughter thousands. The Rasengan, extremely dangerous. Approach with caution. And also, the Kyuubi of the Jinchuriki, the most powerful Biju in existence. Affinities, known, lightning, water, and wind. Able to combine in nature to produce deadly effects. Approach with caution. Rank, S. Reward, 6 million Ryu. As Onido looked at Oniki, Sir, it's him. We can finally get revenge after all these years. I read that yesterday, said Oniki. Sir, then why aren't we gathering our forces? Oniki sighed. This man, Onido, his parents were killed by Minato Namikaze himself. And from that day, Onido, vengeance, started to just build inside of him because one day he wanted to enact revenge. But he could never defeat Minato or face him on the battlefield, but now knowing that his son is out there, Onido wants him to get killed. But Oniki wasn't a stupid old man. This would just cause problem for the Hidden Stone. Things have been calm lately. The recent attack on Konoha proved that Konoha is still no slouch, because they were able to completely eradicate the Stone Ninjas, and not to mention the rumors going around that that boy defeated Orochimaru himself and ran him out of the village, and also slaughtered hundreds of Stone Ninjas on his own. As more than likely he would want to take out the boy before the boy get too strong, but starting anything right now would just lead to his man dying. Noticing the ridiculous price of 6 million on the boy's head, the Hidden Stone really wanted him, so they wanted people to send out their ninjas, top ninjas, to go after him to make sure he's dead or alive. But Oniki was going to start anything right now with Konoha. I've already read over all of this. If you had just waited, I would have told you about it. But I have no interest in going for him. But sir, said Onido, he must get what he deserves after everything. Onido, you are not in charge here. I know that you have past grudges of what happened in the past. But I am not going to be wasting my shinobi's life for something that is not necessary right now. And I want you to listen to me carefully. This is a direct order. Do not try anything stupid, or there will be severe consequences. You will not only get yourself killed, you will draw attention to this village. Do you understand me? Asked Oniki. As he knew he had to be stern, because when it comes to these things, Onido did not listen because in the past, he tried to go on the battlefield where Minato was out there, while Oniki told him to stay back and shelter the other Genins back to the Hidden Stone, but no, he ran to the battlefield and he was punished because of that. And Oniki didn't believe that he changed. When it comes to Minato, I understand, said Onido. Onido, I am serious, said Oniki. As Onido turned back and looked at him. As you said, you are the leader and you're the one in charge here. I will not go beyond your wishes. As Onido left the office with an angry look on his face. Back at Konoha, Jiraiya was in the office along with Naruto and Sarutobi. They're smart, Naruto said. They did not reveal the location of the hidden stone. They wanted me to die first. As he read the section under the note, locations to deliver the body will be sent after proof have been given that death or capture is successful. Sarutobi sighed as he rubbed his temple. He was really getting too old for this. As Jiraiya leaned up against the window. I knew that something like this would happen, Jiraiya said. It seems like Orochimaru really wants you dead, kid. Well, after messing with his plan, I think so, Naruto said. And to make it worse, he didn't even get his hand on Sasuke. Yeah, he really wants me dead. As Naruto looked through the window, old man, stop worrying yourself, Naruto said. You've already seen what I'm capable of doing. Sarutobi sighed. Naruto, this brings a lot of complication on things. As you can see how high the bounty is. A lot of idiots out there are going to try and take a shot at you. And I'll take every single one of them down, said Naruto. It don't matter who comes. I don't believe that the Hidden Stone will try anything against him, said Jiraiya. Why do you say that? Asked Sarutobi. Well, think about it. Things have been quiet with everyone recently. There's nothing too dangerous going on. Even though Oniki might still want revenge, he's still not a stupid old man. He will tread cautiously. It is most likely the people of the villages that will hate Naruto for being Minato's son, but not Oniki. He wouldn't attack Konoha so bluntly because he would get crushed. And judging that Naruto has displayed that he could use the higher Shin and tote down those 100 members from the Hidden Stone, he would be cautious in a large group here. I believe that the people will be coming after Naruto, not Oniki sending a proper squad himself. I guess you're right about that, said Sarutobi. But for now, Naruto, don't do this, old man, said Naruto. As he narrowed his eyes at Sarutobi, I know what you're thinking. This ninja world is a dangerous place. But I can't just stay inside the village for the rest of my life just because I have a bounty on my head. Sarutobi sighed, as he knew that was right. But he knew the council would want to pressure him to make Naruto stay in the village as much as possible. Well, this is a quite large bounty, said Jiraiya as he walked over. But don't worry, kid. As you know, I'll have your back. And I believe that the bandits or the ninjas that are going to be coming after you, you can easily take them on yourself. As Naruto gave him a smile, you don't have to worry about that. We just have to worry about the big guns. Like Orochimaru himself. Although I doubt he will do anything stupid right now, after what happened. Yeah, I suppose you're right about that, said Jiraiya. But one day soon, Naruto said, he will come back after me. And the next time, as Naruto clenched his fist, I will end it. As Sarutobi saw that Naruto was hell-bent on killing Orochimaru after what happened, and he knew that once Naruto placed his mind on something, it's hard to stray him away from that task. As he just had to sigh again, he was getting too old for this shit. Well, old man, now that we know that is out of the way, is there something else Naruto asks? Yes, indeed. But we're waiting for one more. There was a knock on the door. Come in, said Sarutobi. As Shikamaru came in the room, Shikamaru said, Naruto, so you're here as well. Then, it's what I dread, said Shikamaru. What do you mean, said Naruto? As Sarutobi cleared his throat for them to turn to look at him, as he reached into his decks, he then tossed something to both boys as they caught it. In the recent exams, the both of you had showed highly skills and intelligence, and after talking it over with the others, the both of you, I hereby promote you, Shikamaru Nara, to rank of Chunin, and you, Naruto Uzumaki, to rank of Chunin as well. As Naruto smiled as he looked at his flap jacket, as Shikamaru sighed, I knew this was going to happen, said Naruto. You don't seem happy, Naruto said. Why should I be? Being a Chunin is just more responsibility and more work. As Shikamaru sighed, this is such a drag, he said. Well, if you didn't want to get promoted, why do you have to fight so smart, Naruto said. Why didn't you let Temari kick your ass all over the battlefield? I couldn't just lose to a girl like that easily, said Shikamaru. And besides, my mom would just curse at me the entire time for not really trying. And plus there's also Ino. Well, when you're around, she doesn't act that way. You know, you should come by more often, and even follow us on missions. To get her off your back, said Naruto. I trust the both of you would make me and Konoha very proud. Yeah, said Shikamaru. As Sarutobi shook his head, he's just like his dad. Shikamaru, you're dismissed, he said. Naruto, you can stay. As Shikamaru nodded, such a drag to walk home here all for this, he muttered to himself, as he went off. As Naruto sealed the jacket in his arm. Not gonna put it on, kid, asked Jiraiya. Don't want to boast to everyone that you're a Chunin. Not my style, Naruto said. So, old man, what about that mission, Naruto asked? Well, I do have an escort mission for you. Really? Said Naruto. I mean, I'm a Chunin now. Shouldn't I, get something more dangerous? As Naruto saw the look on Sarutobi's face. Don't tell me you're doing this because of the bounty. Not, of course not, said Sarutobi. This mission was selected for you before the bounty was placed up. Haven't you heard, said Sarutobi, as he went over and pulled out a flyer and gave it to Naruto. What's this, Naruto said, as he narrowed his eyes, as he saw the person on it. As he remembered exactly what happened. It was Koyoke. She's currently going by the name Yuki right now to keep her identity a secret. Yes, Naruto remembered everything. And Dodo. So you want me to handle this, Naruto said. Well, this is an escort mission. They asked for a team. And I told them I had the perfect team for them. Team 7. But given that you're a Chunin now, soon enough you'll be splitting up from your team. And going off with other Jonins and other Chunins. Well, that could be awesome as well, said Naruto. So where is this person that hired us, Naruto asked? Well, Yuki Fujikage, said Sarutobi, an actress. You are to deliver her to the land of snow for them to shoot the movie production. As you can see, it's quite famous. Indeed it is. And she doesn't look too bad herself. As Naruto walked over towards the window. Hey, bet I can pull this one, he said. Jiraiya shook his head. I doubt it, he said. Oh really now, said Naruto. You want to make a bet? What do you have to wager, asked Jiraiya. I'll give you enough cash so you can go for a brothel for a very long time. Let's say that you have that money. That's very high. And what exactly do you want? Well, one day I'm gonna ask you for a favor. And you're just gonna say yes. And you will have to do it no matter what the favor is. That sounds reasonable. But how exactly am I going to know if you got her? Well, you can just talk to Kakashi before we leave. He can be there to inform you back about what happened. That's a good idea, said Jiraiya. Hey, old man, Naruto said, turn back to Sarutobi. Where are they? They should be at the movie theater, waiting for you, said Sarutobi. Oh, okay, said Naruto, as he looked at Jiraiya. So, you coming? As Jiraiya nodded, see old man, he said. Yeah, me too, said Naruto as the both of them jumped through the window. As Sarutobi shook his head and wondered what were those two talking about. Moments later. Where is Naruto, said Sakura as he looked around. I mean, it's been a long time since we've done a mission together, right Sasuke-kun, she said, as Sasuke looked towards her. I guess, he said. Sakura was a bit surprised, because usually it was always but now he talked to her so openly. But she wouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, it's been a long time, she said, and he's late. And Kakashi Sensei as well, she said, looking around. Oh hey guys, Naruto said as he appeared. Where have you been, Naruto Baka? Are we going to do this again, Naruto asked. What do you mean, she asked. You're still calling me a Baka, said Naruto. You know what? I'll permanently shut you up. And how exactly are you gonna do that? She then stepped back in fear. She remembered the last time when he threw her off the roof. No, he couldn't do something like that again, and besides, they were on the ground. Nah, not like that, Naruto said, as he unsealed a tuning jacket. Look at this. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. Why do you have that? Huh. Well, it's quite simple really. These are tuning, said a voice, as they looked to see Kakashi. What? Said Sasuke. Come on Sasuke, don't be jealous. I mean, you didn't get to finish your fight with Gaara, so you can't really be mad about that, said Naruto. As Sakura narrowed her eyes, and you. Please don't say anything, said Naruto. I mean, you didn't even make it through the preliminaries. As Sakura glared at him. So as you see now, I'm a chunin. So that means I have talk over you. So I suggest that you get down and lick my boot, he said, as an apology for you disrespecting my name by calling me Naruto. I would not do something like that, she said. I order you to, said Naruto. As Kakashi shook his head. You can't force her to do that, Naruto, said Kakashi. You see, Kakashi Sensei is right, you can't force me to do anything. Well, he does have more talk over you, Sakura. What? Sakura said. Yes, now that he's a chunin. I suppose that he will be going on different missions a lot from us, leaving us alone. Don't tell me you're sad, Kakashi Sensei, Naruto said. Well, of course I'm gonna miss my little blonde Jenny, he said. As Naruto looked up. Hey, he wants to talk to you. As Kakashi turned. Kakashi then went off, as Sakura turned. Who was it, she asked. Not important, Naruto said. As Kakashi arrived, Jiraiya-sama, he said. Hey, Kakashi, I want you to do something for me. Oh, and what is that? It's concerning Naruto. You're going to go on a mission with this actress, Yuki, right? Yes, said Kakashi. I want you to keep an eye on the kid. And I want you to tell me if he gets with her at the end. What do you mean, Kakashi asked. Well, you see, we kind of made a bet, said Jiraiya. If he can get with her at the end, by the time the mission is over. And yeah, there's some high stakes on the table. So I want you to come back and report back to me, if he does. He know about this as well. We are just using you as a proof, to make sure that he wouldn't lie to me. Well, I can do that, said Kakashi. But do you really think that he will get with her as you say? Besides, she's a bit older than him. Well, I've seen the kid does some extraordinary things. But I have to win this bet, Jiraiya said, as a look came in his eye. And what exactly does this bet entail, asked Kakashi. Just something important, Jiraiya said, thinking about all the brothels he could go with that kind of money. I'll see you when you come back, said Jiraiya. And you also saw the bingo book, right? Yeah, said Kakashi, getting serious. Keep an eye on him about that as well. As Kakashi nodded, Kakashi went back over to his group. Where's Naruto, he asked. As he looked at the man there, he had on glasses and short brown hair. As the man was huffing, she got away again, he said. Well, Naruto went after the actress. She was on a horse and he ran her down. I tell me that you're the one who hired us for this mission, said Kakashi. Yes, I'm Sandia. It's a pleasure to meet you, he said. As Kakashi nodded. Yuki, she has escaped once more. Meanwhile, Yuki was riding on the horse as fast as possible to get out of there. Like hell, verbal contract or not, she wasn't going to go back to that place. Screw contract, she thought to herself. As she kept on riding on the horse, she's gonna escape from here and run away and never come back. She then felt the weight of the horse shifted as a pair of arms wrapped around her stomach, surprising her. As she quickly turned her head. How the hell? As she saw, there was a kid behind her, a blonde kid, as he was holding on to her. Hey, you're gonna want to speed up if you're gonna lose those guys, said Naruto. As she looked behind her to see, there was a bunch of men chasing after her and blocked horses, as they then threw a vial with some brown liquid in it as it crashed right in front of her horse. Her horse then slipped as she and the kid was about to fall. Hold on tight. As the next thing the man them knew, they vanished in a flash. What the hell, one of them said. Yuki opened her eyes as she wondered where the hell she was. What happened? Oh, I got you away from those guys. That's exactly what you wanted, right? Said Naruto. Who are you? She said. Oh, I'm the ninja that was hired to protect you on this mission. So you're ready to go now? As she looked at him. I suppose you won't let me go if I ask nicely. Can't do that, Naruto said. Fine, she said. As she stepped forward and pretended to trip, as Naruto was about to catch her. But she had a vial on her earring as she pressed it as a spray came out and shot him right in the eyes. She then used that chance to kick him right in the stomach. That's pepper spray, she said. I suggest you go and watch out your eye. As she ran off once again. As she left the era, the Naruto that was on the ground poofed away. As the real Naruto was standing up ahead. She rushed through Konoha until she found a bar. As a smile came on her face as she went inside. Bartender, she said, sake, and keep it coming. As the man nodded as he started to pour her sake. As she drank the first glass. Another one came as she drank the second glass. Another one came as she downed the third glass. Another one came as she downed the fourth glass. As she started to get tipsy a bit. Another one came as she downed the fifth glass. You know, if you really want to get away, you wouldn't stop running. She turned. You found me, she said. As she looked at Naruto, she simply smiled. It doesn't matter right now, she said. Why don't you have a seat with me and we get a drink together, instead of you taking me back there? Huh, why not, he said. She was surprised by that. She thought he would have forced her to go back. Hey bartender, Naruto said. The man looked at him, as he instantly recognized who this blonde was. The kid that they recently found out was the son of Milton Namikaze. What can I do for you, the man said. He wasn't always biased to this kid in the first place, because he never really talked to him or never really see him before. This was the eastern side of Konoha. But knowing this kid now and knowing that he was the son of the fort that saved the village. Sake, Naruto said, and keep them coming. Will do, the man said, as he started pouring Naruto a cup of sake. So Yuki, Naruto said. Hey, how do you know my name, she asked. Duh, I'm assigned to protect you, Naruto said. Oh yeah, right. So are you gonna drink or are you gonna keep talking? Oh, I'm gonna drink, Naruto said. As the bartender brought them over sake. As Naruto drank with Koyuki, and they drank a lot, until Koyuki passed out. Finally, Naruto said. The bartender blinked. Hey, kid, how the hell are you able to hold your liquor like that? I mean, so much. I have a high tolerance, Naruto said, as he picked up Koyuki and threw her over his shoulder. Time skip. What happened to the princess, Sunday asked. Don't worry, she's just unconscious. I believe we should get her on the boat right now, before anything bad happens. And I mean like her waking up and getting pissed off. As Sandia nodded, alright, let's go. What did you do to her, Naruto, Bakasakura asked. And what do you mean by that, Naruto asked. Well, recently you have been going around talking a rather way to the ladies around you. I just hope that you didn't do anything perverted to her. Especially that she's unconscious and over your shoulder. Huh, jealous, Naruto asked. Of course not, she said. Why would I be jealous of that? Huh? Maybe because Sasuke won't touch you, Naruto said, as she glared at him. I suggest you fix that look on your face. You're looking at your superior with that look. You know, I can reprimand you. No, you can't, she said. Hey, Kakashi-sensei, can I reprimand Sakura, Naruto asked. Well, if she does something bad on the mission. But you can't really hurt her. You mean report her to Hokage? Well, I can do it myself, Naruto said. You can't do that, said Kakashi. Oh? Well then, as he looked at Sakura with an evil smile on his face. I suggest you don't screw up on any mission that we go on. Because it's gonna be very, very bad for you. As Sakura blinked, is that a threat, she said. Oh, I don't make threats. I make promises, he said. As he walked off left her. Huh, I guess you shouldn't have pissed him off, said Sasuke. As Sakura gulped, not even caring that her crush was talking to her the moment. No. He wouldn't really hurt her if she did something stupid in the mission, right? And why would she do something stupid? Yeah, she just won't screw up. What if she went under pressure and screw up? As she started to get rather scared. Time skip. Yuki slowly opened her eyes, as she wondered where the hell she is. As she looked around. Finally, you're awake. I must say you can handle your sake rather well, because you passed out after so much shots. As Yuki turned. You, she said. Where are we? We're on a boat. A boat? Going where? To the land of snow, said Naruto. As a scared look flashed across her face. As Naruto noticed it, as she noticed that he noticed it, as her face then returned back neutral. You brought me here. Well, yeah, it was my mission after all. As she pulled herself out of bed, she then felt her head pounding. Hey, here. As he gave her a glass, with a strange orange liquid inside. What's that? It's gonna help your hangover. Trust me, you'll need it. How do I know it's not poison, she said. Are you stupid? What's that supposed to mean, she said. No, I'm sorry. I just want to say, why would I poison you? I am the one who's on this mission to protect you after all. Yeah, she said. Like anyone can be trusted. As she took the glass from him and downed it. It was weird. What was in that, she said. Just a little secret remedy of mine. Whenever you get drunk, Naruto said. Impressive. But how are you up? Did you drink it as well? Nah, don't need, Naruto said. How? I mean, you drink as much as me. I'm special, he said. She simply shook her head. Hey, I have an idea. Why don't you take me off this boat? I know you ninjas can walk on water. And bring me somewhere different. And, as she made her way out of the bed, I'll make it worth your while. He would definitely fall for this, she thought. He was just a kid after all. How exactly, Naruto asked. She narrowed her eyes. What do you mean? I asked you, how will you make it my while? Oh, have you ever been an actress before? I can give you a wonderful time, she said, smiling at him in a rather sweet manner. But then he stepped forward to her surprise. Oh? And what exactly were you going to do, he asked. As she narrowed her eyes, this kid was different. Different from most that she had met so far. Because he wasn't even blushing in embarrassment. He was going on to the bluff. She raised her hand and placed on his cheek. Oh, trust me, she said. I can make it your while. As Naruto wrapped her arm around her waist and pulled her close, surprising the hell out of her. Well, we can have a good time without you trying to buy your way out of this boat, he said. What? She said. There is no way I'm letting you off this boat. I'm just telling you plain and flat right there. She pushed him off as Naruto stepped back. Get out of here, she said. As Naruto sighed, just like that. A moment ago you were all over me, and now you hate me. You know, from one look in your eyes I can see that you're hurt. And you're hurting badly. From something that happened in your past. She narrowed her eyes but she did not say anything. And don't worry, by the end of this trip, I'm gonna change that. She snorted. And what exactly can you do? You'll find out soon enough. I promise, he said as he gave her a sweet smile. She simply shook her head. Who the hell does this kid think he is? He doesn't even understand nothing, he's just a small little idiot kid. As she went back to lie down. Meanwhile, in a dark, unknown cave, there were several figures, as they were in hologramic forms. As one of them had ripple eyes, as all of them were currently looking at him, before the ground beside him started to shift, as a plant-like creature came out, half side black, half side white. Zetsu, you're finally here. Sorry that it took so long, said Zetsu, the white side. We were gathering information. It took longer than we expected. But we have everything. And it seems that the information has been posted for everyone to notice as well, said the black side. Yes, I've seen the reports. It seems that the Kyuubi Jinchuriki has become quite popular. Indeed, Kisame. So what do we do, Leader-sama? Asked Deidara. It is still Itachi and Kisame objective. They will go after the Kyuubi Jinchuriki. But the both of you have seen the reports and heard what he's capable of. Yes, Kisame said. As Zetsu then spoke, it seems that the boy is a natural in Kinjutsu as well. That would make it even more fun, said Kisame. It's been a long time since I've seen a kid that is quite that talented. To be able to perform a jutsu like that. That Minato Namikaze so legendary in the Third Great Shinobi War. I guess we will have a handful, Itachi. Itachi said nothing. The rest of you, Zetsu will keep on searching for the information for the other Jinchurikis. But keep on laying low. The world is not ready to find out yet about the Akatsuki. As the rest of the members nodded, dismissed. As all of their images flicker away. As the leader flicker away as well, along with the woman behind him. At the hidden rain, as he stood on top of the highest tower as the rain was pouring down. Are you sure that sending Kisame and Itachi are right? Do you doubt their skills, Pain asks. No, I don't. But it seems that this boy is a true prodigy. To be able to master a jutsu like that has made the Yellow Flash famous, so to the point where he was a caution. People are told to retreat on sight if seeing him, and his son is already that famous at such a young age. Do you think they can handle him themselves? And not to mention if he has backup where he is, especially Jury of the Sani. We are just testing the waters right now, Conan, but if they can achieve the 9 Tails Jinchuriki, everything will go even smoother. But let's just see how this plays out, said Pain. As you wish, she said. But guys, if you any steps are right here, if you want the next part of this, or know what to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn bell notifications stay posted. But for now, see you guys soon. Peace.